So I've been having a little bit of a hard time coming up with content this week. So I asked my friends. And they said,
A boosted board review.
it's good.
All the touristy things you did in Boston.
So we didn't really do many touristy things, but we did see my past roommate get married.
She stands long as you stand by me.
But then I saw this,
5 reasons I love my wife.
and that was it.
This was when Ray and I got married.
So we've been married for a little over a year now, and honestly, she really does make life a lot sweeter. So here are 5 reasons why I love my wife. Number 1, she's actually the Asian one in the relationship. So whenever we meet other people and we introduce ourselves, I always say she's the Asian one in the relationship and I'm actually the white one. So I was born in Korea, but I grew up in the States basically my whole life. Ray was born in the States, but she actually grew up in China. No joke, when I was in college, literally if Ray ever wanted to talk behind my back, she would be talking in Chinese with her sister. Like literally, I'm craving burgers and fries, she's craving rice and like vegetables. So honestly, it just works really nice because my parents are very traditional Korean and she just like fits right in. The second reason is Ray honestly has a mother's heart. She like at her core is so gentle, she's so kind, she loves deeply, like she always is looking out for her sisters. You know, we don't have kids at the moment or anything like that, but when we do, she's gonna be the best. The third reason, and honestly I've grown to really love this point, is that she is really different than me. I'm like super extrovert and she's like super introvert. Like if you literally asked any one of our close friends, they'd be like, yeah, they're like completely different. But something I've honestly come to really value is that like the things that were like differences early in our relationship, I would honestly get like super triggered, like if it was something about like, for example, relationships. Like I love to be with people, but the thing with Ray is that she really needs her time alone. Like that's how she gets the energy. That used to trigger me a lot, honestly. I thought that was something that might have been lacking in her, but what I've come to realize is that the thing that I might initially get triggered by is actually exposing a light into an area where I need to grow. So it's not that she's lacking in that relational skill, it was actually something that I could have done a lot better. And so over the years, like literally over the years, I've grown to be someone more like Ray, and Ray has become someone who's more like me. And so she's really grown in like relational skills, and now I have really grown to a place where I not only really value the time with people, but I really value what I've seen in her, which is having that time alone and being in like that disciplined space of silence and solitude. Honestly, I think I've heard people say like, it's probably good that you like find someone to date who really likes the things that you do. But like, I mean, this is like a hot take, but it's actually probably so much better when the person is very different than you. It will lead you to places of stretching. It will lead you to places of conflict, but ones that will ultimately lead to even a deeper love for one another. Like that's what I've learned. The fourth thing is that she seriously challenges me in my faith. You know, for the both of us, you know, faith is super important. And I just remember this one time I was like seriously struggling with anxiety. Like it was the like crippling type of anxiety. I was like having a really hard time at this job I used to work at, things relationally with my parents, things just relationally even between me and Ray. And I just remember this time I was going weeks without sleeping properly. And I was at her place and she just invited me over to stay on like one of her air beds. And literally, I remember she was having a really busy work schedule then. And I guess this just kind of ties into that motherly aspect of her. I'm literally on her bed at like 10 p.m. and she's just like next to me. I was lying down in her bed, and she's literally sitting next to me, and she's just reading Psalms over me. Like, she didn't have the answers either. Like, she had no idea what was going on with me. Like, because of the anxiety, I literally could not communicate. I literally did not know how to speak. I couldn't communicate what I was like going through because it was such a knot of a ton of different things. But she would just sit next to me and like read Psalms over me. And this was like seriously that like motherly aspect. My mom used to do this to me all the time when I was like really nervous in school. She would like tap on my chest just like that, and like literally till I fell asleep. But Ray would read Psalms over my life. She had no idea what I was going through, did not know at all how to solve it, but she knew that just going to God was the right thing to do. And so that was something in that moment, like that, we weren't even engaged then, but it was in that moment I knew I really wanted to marry this girl. And the last reason, the fifth reason, is, I guess this is just like everything encompassed together, but she just loves me. She loves me so well. Ray loves me seriously so well. And it's just shown in like her consistency. It's shown when I don't love her well. Like, there are moments when I was a horrible, oh my gosh, horrible boyfriend, horrible husband, and literally her response is just so gracious. Her response is always with love, and I cannot thank her enough. I thank God that he brought Ray into my life, but the fifth reason is that she loves me. Just simple as that, just so sweet. So those are the 5 reasons why I love my wife. And honestly, I just remember hearing and talking about this one guy. I remember I was sitting at lunch with some friends, and this guy goes, "Do you remember that guy?" And I was like, "Who?" He was like, you know, that guy, he just like, how do I describe him? He like loves his wife. And I was just like thinking about that, and I was like, I want to freaking be known as that dude. That guy who's known to just love his wife. That guy loves his wife. And I don't know, that kind of inspired me. So I hope you liked that video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like if you want to see more stuff like this. And I'll catch you in the next one.
'Cause they can write stories, they can sing songs, but they don't make fairy tales sweeter than ours. And they could climb mountains high into the sky, but they can't take the world.